right, welcome to A Better Way podcast here at Canopy Mortgage. We're excited. We have Barbara Domin here with us today. She is our account executive at HomeBot. She's also a licensed realtor. And so, Barbara, before we dig into the exciting things going on over there at HomeBot, tell me a little bit about yourself. What do you like to do for fun? Where are you from? Just help us get to know Barbara a little bit.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thanks for having me. I'm super excited to get to chat with you guys today. Let's see a little about me. I live in Chicago now. I'm originally from the Chicagoland area. I have been in real estate in some capacity. Really, I mean, honestly, since I was probably like 5, we used to go visit my grandparents in Arizona. And for fun, we would go to all the different model homes and organize floor plans. So my family was like, you're destined to be in real estate from day one. But yeah, I am a licensed agent. So I've been in the real estate industry really for 20 plus years now in lots of different capacities. So it's been a fun ride. It still continues to be a fun ride, even with all of the, ups and downs. But I'm kind of a real estate nerd, so I'm embracing it.
Love it. We love real estate nerds. So,
Yeah.
okay, tell me, so when you're not being a real estate nerd, what do you like to do for fun? Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I am
as far as fun stuff.
Huge foodie. Foods, like just different restaurants, cocktails, exploring different food, things like that. I love. And then also, I play tennis when I can, but we just got a puppy about a month ago from a rescue. So that has been taking up a ton of our time in the best possible way. But yeah, spending a lot of time doing all the fun puppy training and things like that.
What kind of puppers did you get?
Well, funny enough, we were sure this dog was going to be a Chinook. I had never even heard of a Chinook until someone suggested it. Yeah. Me either. He came back. We got the DNA test done. He came back the biggest mutt possible. The most he is of anything is 16% Great Pyrenees. So we might have a big dog on our hands. But he's been great.
We'll find out. You know what? Mutts are the best. My favorite childhood dog, Pippi was her name, was a little bit of everything and a whole lot of love. I loved Pippi. So
yep. That's perfect.
They're the best. So, well, congrats on the new little puppy.
Thank you.
That can keep one busy. So you said you're a foodie. Tell me, is Chicago deep dish pizza the best pizza?
I am not the biggest deep dish. Like, that's not my go-to. It's good every once in a while, and we do it when, friends come into town. When we do it, though, you got to go Pequod's. In Chicago deep dish, Pequod's, everybody thinks, Lou Malnati's or Giordano's. I would argue Pequod's is the best.
All right, I got to try it next time I'm there. I've never even heard Pequod's.
Pequod's, yep. I will hook you up. You've got all the Cubs gear ready to go.
Yes,
so
yes. You know what? I've had both those other places you suggested, and I feel like they're great. So I'm excited to try one that you suggest even better. So.
Pequod's just takes it up a notch.
Sweet. Well, I can tell you're passionate about food. We could talk about that, but let's move into the real estate nerd part of this. Yeah. So, HomeBot, tell me a little bit about, for our listeners, tell me a little bit about what is HomeBot. I'm asking that already knowing the answer, but I want to hear it from our wonderful account executive. Give us a kind of a high level view of what is HomeBot.
Yeah, HomeBot is, to me, and of course I sound biased because I work here, but being in this industry, it is one of the most powerful client engagement tools I have seen. What it does is it really helps the loan officer and the real estate agent engage with their clients in a really meaningful way. Everything that we do is all about educating that homeowner on their biggest asset. Right? 83% of someone's wealth at retirement on average is coming from their home. people don't necessarily know how to manage it. It's not something that's talked about a ton. So at HomeBot, we wanted to create a tool that's going to give the average, homeowner ideas of how to manage that largest asset, both different ways to spend money or to save money, use the equity to, maybe invest and grow your wealth. And all of that education, we want to be coming from their trusted circle, right? Their loan officer, their real estate agent, those people that sometimes homeowners just think of that part of their team, their LO and their agent at the time of the transaction. But you should be there, and you're there to help consult and help them throughout their entire homeownership life cycle. And we want them to keep coming back to you. So that's a lot of what everything we do kind of centers around, is that big concept.
Awesome. It's interesting. I don't know that I've ever told you this, Barbara, but HomeBot was first introduced to me, and I can't remember the year. It's been a number of years ago, but I was sitting in Montana. I live in Utah, and I was sitting in Montana with my brother-in-law, who is in Washington State. And he and I were sitting there staring across a beautiful lake, and he's like, "Hey, have you ever heard of HomeBot?" And I'm like, "No, what is HomeBot?" Ironically, I'm in the industry. I had never heard of it. And he said, I get these emails every month, and it's like, I actually look forward to the emails. And I'm like, I got to look at this. So I pulled it up immediately. The next week I had our company signed up with HomeBot, because frankly, my brother-in-law is just like, it's relevant data, and I actually look forward to it. And it's a way my lender, I don't know why he didn't use me. Actually, I wasn't licensed in Washington at the time, so that actually makes sense. But he's like, it's relevant data, and it comes from my lender, and I'm so grateful they signed me up for it. So
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's, like, I love hearing those stories from the people that use it, and it makes such an impact because it's stuff that you don't normally think about. And look, I love, a good newsletter. I send them out. I appreciate, people's recipes and things like that, but I want to see something that's really relevant to me and something that's going to help me. And I think that's why we see at HomeBot such a low unsubscribe rate. It's crazy. We have, in the 8 years we've been around, we've sent out almost 500 million of these digests.
wow.
And the average unsubscribe rate is less than 2%. So people keep coming back to it month after month because they find it helpful and valuable. So I love hearing those kind of stories. Your brother-in-law talking about that. That's what we want it to do, is create those conversations.
Awesome. Hey, I can't believe I didn't ask this sooner. How did you even hear about HomeBot, or how did you get employed by them? Like, what was your story?
Introduced to them. Yeah. It's, I was in some real estate software previously. And I started, we got bought out by another company and things changed. And so you start kind of exploring different options. And a loan officer that I was friends with as an agent brought this up and was like, "Hey, look at this thing that I got," because he was a client. He's like, "I want you to look at this. This is something that I can do as a loan officer. What do you think of this?" And kind of the same thing. I'm looking at it going, this is such valuable, helpful information for someone. I would give this to my clients. And then I started digging into it, and I had to reach out. It was kind of one of those feelings like, I have to be a part of this. Like, I could see the impact that it makes on not only the homeowner themselves, but, the loan officers and the agents that partner with them, and they just want to help. It was kind of one of those, like, I kind of maybe stalked the company a little bit. I think I was employee number like 34. I've been there for about almost 5 years now. So
That is
it's been fun to
awesome.
see it grow. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. So switching gears a little bit, this has been a pretty brutal year and a half, almost 2 years now. I I kept thinking like, oh, it's just going to be a short winter and then rates are going to get better and everything will improve. And I don't want to focus on the doom and gloom. Rather, my question or speaking point that I wanted to ask you is, so with HomeBot, how are you helping realtors and loan officers be able to do more deals
Yeah.
in this environment?
I think that's a great question. And honestly, yeah, we've all seen it, right? We're all experiencing what's going on in the market right now. I do have to say, a lot of the conversations that I have been having, especially more recently, are more positive, more hopeful. I think consumers, everybody, the loan officers, the real estate agents have kind of settled in to what I hate to call it the new normal, but have kind of settled into what the market is. So I think people, loan officers and real estate agents specifically, are seeing how important it is to get the correct message to their clients. There's a lot of different information, let's just say, in the media, right? And sometimes people just don't know what's right. Like what is the actual correct answer here? So a lot of the loan officers and real estate agents that we're helping and that we're talking to, much like you guys recognize, I need to help my clients. I need to be in front of this. So it's being able to stay connected. I think that's been a really big help, because if you think about it, sadly, the majority of people forget about us, right? They forget who we are. I think it was, when you do the end of the closing survey, everybody's like, who are you? Would you use us again? 86% of people are like, absolutely, that was a great experience. Then you fast forward a year and 74% of those people forgot who you are. So
Wow, that's crazy.
isn't that a crazy statistic?
Yeah.
And we like to think that we're memorable. We like to think that we have this good relationship, but sometimes they don't think about this stuff every day. So HomeBot's helping them to think about it on a more regular basis and get that information from their loan officer. And then in addition to that, it's people taking advantage of the video messaging that's in HomeBot, recording videos in HomeBot to explain a certain topic and really kind of clarify what they want. That kind of goes back to that. I kind of went a roundabout there, but that goes back to that message that's out in the market. You are helping to clarify that for them and make sure that they're not getting misinformation too. The other really big thing that we're seeing is agents and loan officers partnering together. Like the market has kind of thinned out a little bit in terms of, we've had some loan officers, some real estate agents leave the business. It's partnering together to team up to make sure that you guys are there as a team for those clients to know where to go, and solidifying those relationships for all of those clients moving forward. That was a
Love it.
long-winded answer to that, but
No, it was, but it was well said, and it actually is a perfect segue to a question. I mean, it's a hot button topic right now in our industry. You have the National Association of Realtors (NAR) ruling and settlement that just took place, and so maybe if you could touch on, okay, this is a really cool tool. It helps lenders and realtors kind of work together. How do you see, and I get there's no crystal ball. We don't really know what this ultimately means, but could you kind of share where do we go from here, and how can HomeBot help in something like this?
yeah, no, and I think that's a great question. And, I think it's something that just happened. There is a ton of uncertainty around it still. I think a lot of people are trying to figure out what the new landscape looks like. I'm not, and I understand it's negotiable. I still want to make sure that my listing is, attractive and friendly to some of those buyers buyer's agents as well, which I have seen, especially in my market, people getting creative with how to convey that in the in the listing description. But it's nice to have some tools like HomeBot where I'm primarily focused on buyers. Now they're going to start putting forth more of an effort to get onto that listing side, get more seller leads in that way. And what's really cool about HomeBot is when they receive this monthly report, it's telling them, not just in general, hey, it's a good time to sell. It's letting that individual know if they themselves are in a good position. Do you have enough equity? Are you in a market that's in demand and maybe has some low inventory? We have about 60 plus direct messages all through each HomeBot digest. By far, the most clicked direct message is, should I sell now? Tools like HomeBot, this is creating listing conversations for business so they have more control. I think inevitably that's a little bit of, a shift that might come with this ruling and things like that.
Perfect. Well, I can speak as a user of HomeBot, not only as a consumer, but also as a loan officer. I've absolutely loved it. It's been an integral part of our growth here at Canopy. And just thank you, Barbara. Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule. We love HomeBot and are grateful to be able to work with you. We're truly blessed with a rock star of an account executive. So